love starting with the CFO of an incredible company called SpringBig. Here to kick off the second half of the presentation on SpringBig, let's make some noise for the CEO himself, Mr. Paul Sykes.
Thank you. What an introduction. And it's a real privilege to have the opportunity to spend a few minutes, probably with the only speaker with an English accent, talking to you about SpringBig. And it's obviously a real pleasure to actually be talking to real people instead of, as we've all done for the last couple of years, been talking to video screens. Anyway, let me spend a few minutes indulging you in what a great company SpringBig is. SpringBig is a cannabis technology marketing platform. We focus on enhancing customer acquisition and retention, increasing engagement, and ultimately, therefore, driving increased revenues for both our retail and our brand clients. Now, it's a particularly opportune time that we're talking to you because we're also at a really pivotal point in the evolution of SpringBig, because we're approaching the end of what has at times been a long and in the current market sometimes challenging road towards being a publicly listed company on the NASDAQ. We announced back in November the proposed merger of SpringBig with the Tuatara Capital Acquisition Corp. And after progressing through lots of dialogue with the SEC, benefiting from endless positive feedback from investor meetings, we're hoping that certainly by the end of this quarter, we'll be emerging as a public company for the start of Q3. So I'm Paul Sykes, I'm the CFO. I joined the company about a year ago. So while I'm a relative newcomer to the cannabis space, certainly compared to most people in attendance here, I do bring many years of experience in scaling technology businesses, both through organic growth and through very active M&A strategies. And that's essentially what SpringBig is. We're a technology business focused in the cannabis space. So we provide loyalty and marketing automation solutions to retailers and brands. As I say, we facilitate customer engagement and enhance retention through connecting consumers with retailers and brands through SMS marketing, loyalty programs, and customer feedback. Currently, we service more than 1,200 retailers across more than 2,500 locations throughout the United States and Canada. Our clients include the whole range, from the largest MSOs through to single location operators. And in 2021, we distributed almost 2 billion, yes, billion, client messages during the year. Today, of course, is 420, an important, significant day in the cannabis calendar. And from our perspective, it's also our single largest day for distributing communications. Believe it or not, last year we sent more than 12 million messages in one day. And this year, I'm assuming we're going to significantly exceed that figure from last year. In aggregate, we have a consumer database across our retail clients of more than 50 million individuals. And we're also an integral part of the cannabis ecosystem with more than $7 billion of GMV flowing through the platform annually. So we're a good-sized business. And SpringBig is a high-growth SaaS technology business focused exclusively on the cannabis market. We grew our revenues last year by 58%. And with excellent client retention and growth of those clients, combined with continually onboarding new clients as the industry grows, we're projecting similar growth rates moving forward. We were honored as a company last year to be ranked 69th in the Inc. 5000 list of the fastest growing private companies in the United States. And that was the second year in a row that we'd made the top 100. SpringBig is based down here in South Florida. Our main office is in Boca Raton, and we also have additional offices in both Seattle, Washington, and to ensure that we have adequate dedicated resources for our Canadian clients, an office in Toronto, Canada. Like any good technology business, we exist to solve a problem. And in our case, it is to address the critical challenges facing cannabis retailers and brands with respect to consumer engagement and marketing data. From an engagement perspective, our clients need effective ways to reach consumers. Many of the traditional, easy advertising channels are not available in the cannabis space. And it's a market characterized by intense competition and promotion-driven sales. So customer retention is both challenging and critical. In addition, retailers have lacked the analytics infrastructure to make data actionable in marketing decisions. They're operating blind in many cases on where their marketing spend should be made. Brands have also lacked customer feedback, and there's been an absence of data-driven insights on which they can base their marketing expenditure and activity. These challenges, of course, are all ever greater given that we're operating in a fast-moving industry with regulations varying on a state-by-state basis and evolving over time. So how does SpringBig address these challenges for both our retail and our brands clients? Our platform provides loyalty programs, marketing automation tools, customer feedback surveys, and extensive reports and analytics. The platform allows retailers to be highly focused in designing and implementing their marketing campaigns with numerous criteria to segment and dissect their database and ensure campaigns are therefore highly targeted and more effective. We're constantly enhancing functionality to continually widen our competitive moat with ever more sophisticated market-leading solutions. Our ongoing investment in this area is significant. And to give you a sense of that, we've got no fewer than 80 employees and contractors dedicated in our software engineering team to just continually develop our platform. In the future, as legislation permits, we may also explore adding additional functionality such as online ordering, facilitating payments, and all of the other ancillary activities that will provide our clients with effective tools to further grow customer spend and enhance retention and increase revenues. SpringBig is a B2B2C platform. That's business to consumer, connecting brands and retailers, the business elements, and ultimately the consumer element. And if I had one strategy slide, this is it. It's operating across the chain that provides a really strong and powerful network effect. Initially, we engage retailers. They experience our loyalty and marketing communications platform through a monthly subscription. Our comprehensive product suite drives customer acquisition and retention, thereby enhancing those retail sales and in turn increasing the size of the retailer's database. That database is increasingly loyal and repeat customers, so high-value customers. As we continue to grow our retail footprint, the network gathers momentum. Today, as I say, we serve more than 2,500 retail locations, and we have a consumer database of more than 50 million individuals. This alone is then attractive to brands who are looking to partner with retailers through this SpringBig platform and gain critical access to those highly engaged consumers. The brands, through the platform, can then design and execute effective promotional campaigns. This becomes a virtuous cycle, a flywheel effect. We add retailers to the platform, grow the database of consumers, and this in turn is attractive to brands. As the number of engaged brands increases, that increases the appeal to retailers, and so on and so on. Each element feeds and benefits off the others as they all grow in scale. We're also a central part of the cannabis tech ecosystem. We integrate with 18 point-of-sales operators. We integrate with e-commerce platforms, data resources, and other technologies. And these integrations enable our clients to leverage extensive data down to the granularity of individual SKUs, individual purchases. This data is used then within the SpringBig platform, and through leveraging the complex algorithms contained in the platform to enable the clients to implement data-driven approaches to loyalty and marketing communications. And the more data-driven those solutions are, the more effective those campaigns can become. So what does this look like from a consumer perspective? At the outset, it's important that we have a robust enrollment process. That ensures that everything we do, everything the retailer is doing through the platform is compliant with all the necessary regulations. The platform's available as either a web application or increasingly through a mobile app. And here on the slide, there's a few examples showing, for example, the stash board in the middle there, where we can include on the messages both multiple images and potentially videos. The loyalty rewards wallet, where the consumer sees all their accumulating rewards from a retailer and extending through to post feedback, post-visit feedbacks and surveys. From a brand perspective, cannabis brands can use the SpringBig platform to obtain insightful and actionable data. They can reach engaged customers, increase brand awareness, and focus on acquiring access to high-value customers and consumers through partnering with the chosen retailers through the platform. Ultimately, SpringBig's platform provides a high-value return on investment to both brands or retailers through providing a sophisticated and highly effective loyalty and automated marketing solution. It's certainly an attractive business. I think we've certainly got a great future. And subject to closing the de-SPAC merger in the next several weeks, we've got an exciting future listed on the NASDAQ. So let me just close by sharing with you a few high-level financials that we've disclosed in our SEC filings. We have a very clear line of sight to $100 million of organic revenues, with growth rates continuing to be in the high 50s, low 60% range. We've been very efficient with the use of our capital in the past, unlike a lot of companies in the cannabis space, and capital we appreciate is limited, and we intend to continue in the future to manage our capital on a very careful basis. As you would expect from a high-quality SaaS technology business, we have very high operating leverage, high gross margins exceeding 70%, and significant flow-through of incremental revenue to profit. We expect to be cash flow positive towards the latter part of this year, and then generating profits from 2023 onwards. We expect EBITDA margins to exceed at least 25% in time. And given our capital efficiency, most of the capital, the vast majority of the capital that is being raised through our de-SPAC going public process will be used in funding our M&A strategies. This capital, along with having the NASDAQ listed currency as a stock, means that we'll be extremely well positioned as a consolidator in what is a very fragmented cannabis tech ecosystem. So with that, I just thank you for your time and your attention, and for allowing me to spend a few minutes sharing with you a few of the attributes of SpringBig. I'm around for the next couple of days, would welcome chatting with anybody who has any interest or any questions. Thank you.
All right, Paul Sykes, let's hear it for him. All right, well, listen, Paul's going to stick around for a second and answer any questions. If anyone in the audience has a question, please raise your hand and we can get that question answered. And I'll start things off with some questions that were submitted in prior to you taking the stage. First question on the list that we had. You place big bets on SMS marketing. Why?
I wouldn't say we place big bets on SMS marketing. I would say we place big bets on effective communication with clients and those clients being able to communicate with their consumers. SMS marketing is the dominant means of communication at this stage in the evolution of the industry. But as other channels open up, the strength of the business is the database and the ability to connect retailers, brands, and consumers. So the means by which you connect will change over time, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's whatever means and forms replace those in due course. So SMS marketing is just the current point in time. That's not the big bet. The big bet is that we're best placed to communicate between retailers, brands, and the consumer.
Gotcha. It's not a big bet if you're meeting the people where they are.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Second question, what can small businesses learn about marketing and using software for it?
Yeah, good question, and that applies to businesses not only in the cannabis space but in a lot of other sectors. And the effective marketing is all about being targeted and being data driven. And I think a lot of marketing spend is thrown out there, and you see it increase and decrease up and down as we go through cycles, and that is because it's not targeted. People talk about marketing spend being discretionary, but if it's really targeted, data-driven marketing spend, then it's going to generate a really high return on investment, increased sales, and so if there's one thing people can learn, it's drive your marketing spend by data.
All right. Paul Sykes, CEO of SpringBig. Let's give him another round of applause.